Cleavage is the ever present ability of minerals to split into smaller and smaller pieces or particles bounded by smooth surfaces parallel to the direction or faces of possible crystal form is called as cleavage. Cleavage उस प्रॉपर्टी को बोलते हैं, मिनरल की वो प्रॉपर्टी है कि मिनरल क्रिस्टल फेसेस के बिल्कुल पैरेलल स्मॉलर पीसेस में split हो सके, divide हो सके. It is ability of mineral to split into smaller pieces or particles parallel to direction of crystal faces. Crystal forms का जो faces होते हैं उनके parallel कोई mineral smaller particles में split हो सके तो इस property को हम cleavage बोलते हैं. Remember that it is diagnostic property, so it is frequently used in distinguishing in identifying minerals because not all minerals possesses cleavage. Very few minerals possesses cleavage, therefore a mineral may be identified by this property alone. Cleavage can be perfect or imperfect depending upon its development. Cleavage is discussed in terms of direction, that is cleavage in one direction, cleavage in two direction, cleavage in 3, 4 or 6 directions. Means the cleavage in one direction, minerals with cleavage in one direction will be those minerals which can split, which can divide it into smaller particles along only one direction. On another hand, cleavage in two direction, minerals with cleavage in two direction will split in two different directions parallel to their crystal faces. Similarly, same is the for those minerals having cleavage in 3, 4 and 6 direction. Cleavage in one direction. Most minerals have cleavage in one direction and usually have or exhibit as a system of parallel lines in thin section. Generally जो अक्सर minerals में cleavage सिर्फ एक ही direction में होता है वो thin section में parallel lines के system में की तरह parallel lines की तरह नजर आ रहा होता है. For example, mica possesses one good cleavage. Cleavage in two direction. Such minerals include pyroxene and balls which have cleavage in two direction. Diamond and fluorite are minerals which have cleavage in four directions. Sphalerite is one of the few minerals which have cleavage in 6 directions. Remember that cleavage is most easily observed in plane-polarized light, but it can be visible in cross-polarized light as well. यहाँ पे अगर आप देख लें, quartz have no cleavage, mica possesses one cleavage, or on other hand, pyroxene and amphiboles have two cleavages. अगर आप यहाँ पे देख लें, these are the cleavages. जो lines हमें नजर आ रहे हैं, these are the cleavages. These are cleavages. These lines indicate cleavages. इस साइड पे अगर आप देख लें, यहाँ पे अगर आप देख लें, these are two pyroxenes. Pyroxene में जो two cleavages होते हैं, वो दोनों cleavages they intersect at 90 degree. They intersect each other at 90 degree. जबकि amphibole में जो cleavages होते हैं, they intersect at 160 to 120 degree. इसमें एक दूसरे के परपेंडिकुलर होते हैं पैरोक्सीन में, और इसमें एक दूसरे के साथ इंक्लाइंड होते, परपेंडिकुलर नहीं होते. 60 to 120 डिग्री बनाते इंटरसेक्शन डिग्री जो उनकी. Fracture is another property which is related with the cleavage, and generally some students confuse the fracture with the cleavage. Remember that cleavage is primary property of minerals. It forms during the formation of a mineral. On other hand, fracture is secondary property of minerals. It is secondary property of minerals because it develops after the formation of mineral. It results from deformation. जब कोई मिनरल डिफॉर्म हो जाता है तो उसमें फ्रैक्चर बनते हैं, और क्लीवेज जो है, क्लीवेज मिनरल के फॉर्मेशन के दौरान बनते हैं, वो क्रिस्टल अरेंजमेंट्स की वजह से होते हैं. हम how they both appears as a lines in the thin section, लेकिन हम उनमें से differentiation कैसे करते हैं? Fractures are irregularly placed, are arranged, and no specific orientation. Or on the other hand, cleavages have specific orientation, they are regularly arranged. यहाँ पे आप देख लें तो fractures की कोई specific orientation नहीं है. These are olivine minerals which possesses fracture. They don't have any cleavage. They have random fracture. This was all about today's lecture.